A rustle in the trees, and I'm awake. I don't know what time it is. Watch battery's dead. I swear I charged it. My neck is hot and my head stings. Toddy by the campfire was a bad move. Another rustle, followed by a cracked limb. Twig or limb? Not sure, sounded a bit too big. Where's my flashlight? Beth made me bring the cheap one. She hates being alone in the dark house when I go on these excursions. If there were a better way to put up trail cams in good spots without nighting in the forest to find the traffic, I'd take it. I find the light rolled away under my pillow. My headache's evening out, and I realize for the first time it's raining. Not much rain, the Jeep will be fine, but I slip on shoes and the trees creak again. I hear soil move and freeze at the sound of heavy steps outside the tent. Is it a bear? I'd assumed something small before, was just planning to use the rude awakening as an opportunity to take a piss. I keep my eyes on the tent flap and feel around in the corner. My fingers flick past the granola bars and find the rubber grip of my machete. The steps are distinctly at the back of the tent. If it's a bear, I come out the front without a clear view. If I'm quiet, turn around and spook it. Simple enough. I'm aware of my sweaty palms as I reach towards the zipper. The sound, even going slow, is agonizing. The rain is still louder. I don't hear the steps anymore. Maybe it's gone. I push open the flap and take a step out into the mud. The campfire, once roaring, is soaked. In my drunken stupor, I left some of my junk lying around. It's either been moved or my memories is screwed. I'm entirely outside the tent now. Shafts of moonlight illuminate the campsite and glitter off the rain. I slowly stand, leaving the flashlight off. I turn around to face the woods behind the tent, thinking I'll need to sidestep for a full view of whatever's back there. It towers over the tent, easily 10 or 12 feet in height, stained dark blue by twilight. It doesn't move, and neither can I. The proportions are like my own, but like if a child tried to draw a man. Arms too long, legs too far apart, head and neck all one giant mound. The face is a void, the eyes pulled from every other thing. Red and yellow, no real pupil, like a blind shark. Almost a fogginess about them that faintly glows in the night. It stands resolute, no muscle moving, and yet every fiber is in motion. The whole thing vibrates, blurry around the edges, like you can almost see through him. It strikes me that I know exactly what I'm looking at, even though in a way I can't fully describe. It's nothing like I've been told. All at once I understand what all the fuss is about, what people fumble their words for. There's something almost holy about it. He's studying me. Somehow I know he understands more about me than I do about him. I want to ask what all that means. I feel like I'm chosen, like the ground wasn't meant to be tread by anyone else. I try to ask him to shout out something in the rain, and what comes out is just a gasp and a stutter. My heart is leaping. It studies my face for a moment longer, and then something within that black face cries out, and he speaks to me. It's low, like tectonic plates rubbing against each other. I don't know the language, but it certainly is one. It reminds me of recordings I'd heard of Hebrew. Sounds like a question. My fingers slip and I drop the flashlight, which lights as it hits the mud, and rolls a bit, shining on him. I see his true color for a half second, and he's gone. The vibration seems to simply shift like one of those holographic book covers which turn a different way. The light, his light, simply turns, and he's no more. I stand there for a while, looking into the veil of darkness illuminated by the waning flashlight. It's a long time. Eventually I pick up the light and go back in the tent. I don't sleep anymore that night. I don't check my phone. I don't call Beth or one of the other rangers. I just lay there, thinking about how I never saw his feet. They were hidden behind the tent between us. Those great pads that I heard stumbling in the trees that night. I never saw his feet. Never saw them. But I know they were big.